Here we are again with Tiliva, the rugged platform for little sandboxed text mode apps that you can safely try out and tailor to your needs. Today, I want to show a little note-taking app in the footsteps of the Zettelkasten method. This has gone around the internet a few times in the last few years. The key properties seem to be that you're keeping your notes in these index cards, physical paper originally. Each note, the index card has an ID, and the title is optional, and you can have cross-links between cards. So a little bit of text per fragment, per card. Extensive cross-linking seems to be the idea. And when I read about Zettelkasten, my sense of the zen of Zettelkasten is when you continue a note, you create a sibling to the current note. And when you want to expand, intersperse, or comment on a note, you create a child. So here's how that might look on a computer. You have these cards that are all of fixed size, and they're pretty small. Each of them has only a little bit of prose. So here's a card called A. It has some text. Here's a card called B. That's a child of A, and that's indicated by this backslash as well. Here's another child of A. That's a sibling of B, and I indicate that with this vertical bar. And here's another sibling of A at the top level, and yet another one. I see some indication here that the text is overflowing the Zettel, and I can rename it, resize it. And there, now we've got it. So this is a benefit we have over a physical note card, that we can actually adjust these things a little bit. You can navigate in the usual ways. One thing I notice is Tiliva apps are sandboxed, and now we see that there's an error here. And so let's go look at the permissions. So I'm browsing the app source code, and I notice that it tries to create a file called zet, read from a file, and that makes sense. It's a note-taking app. I want to allow it to write to disk. And so I'll go back and I'll allow it to write to the file called zet, write and read. So let's try it now. We're still seeing an error. Tiliva temp, where's that coming from? Let's go back to the sources. We see that there's another write over here. So it's reading from zet. Why is it writing to this file? Oh, it's writing to a temporary file, and if everything goes well, it then renames it to zet. Okay, that seems reasonable. I could add that file name here as well, but at this point we've kind of audited all of main. So instead what I'll do is I'll say main can do whatever it wants. That seems simpler. And now we see no errors. And if I append a card, I basically use this hotkey to insert a child, a sibling. And now if I quit and restart, I can see that the text I typed in is there. So that's my demo. There's still a lot more features here. I showed you resizing. There's also a cross-linking feature. I might show that in the next video. Thank you.